The U.S. Supreme Court may have just thrown Donald Trump a huge lifeline inadvertently because their schedule is already so busy. I give a huge update on the Fani Willis, Georgia case and also the New York crime, plus a big fight between Mayor Eric Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul on what to do with the illegal immigrants in New York City. I'll also give a big correction on the truckers' strike boycott in New York City, plus much, much more. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. I also want to thank today's sponsor, Aura. In a plot twist, the Supreme Court that will decide if Donald Trump is immune from prosecution for alleged election interference has just handed Donald Trump a big win. Now, Trump got a big win because they are arguing that he has presidential immunity from being prosecuted from any acts committed while carrying out his officially elected duties. The prospect that Donald Trump could end up in jail before Election Day is now extremely unlikely, as the Supreme Court decision will delay prosecution further, if at all. Now, for instance, the High Court has already paused Special Counsel Jack Smith's classified documents case against Donald Trump until a decision on the immunity case can be weighed out and decided on. The court set a hearing to start April 22nd. This is almost a month and a half later than what Jack Smith wanted. Now, attorney Professor Jonathan Turley responded to the news, calling it a blow to Jack Smith, and stated, even if the court issues a decision before June in favor of the government, the trial court must hash out discovery and other motions. That would push the trial closer to the November election in tension with existing DOJ policies. Basically, so many days before an election, the Department of Justice doesn't like to get involved. But we've seen the FBI get involved, the CIA, intelligence divisions, and it blew up elections. In fact, it probably cost Hillary Clinton her presidency, and so they don't like to do that. Professor Turley is saying they're going to push this thing right up to Election Day. Now, after the decision was made, Donald Trump was grateful and outlined the main reason he believes all presidents must have immunity, including Joe Biden. He stated legal experts and scholars have stated that the president must have full presidential immunity. A president must be free to make proper decisions. His mind must be clear, and he must not be guided by fear of retribution. Now, unfortunately, Donald Trump's huge win was soured by another big loss in New York City. The appeals court ruled that they will not stop Donald Trump from accruing interest against the $355 million penalty from Letitia James and Judge Engoron. However, the court did grant Donald Trump permission to secure a loan for the remaining amount, as he has publicly shown he's only able to put up about $100 million. Now, it is possible that this decision could be overturned, but until it is, he's going to have to pay $114,000 a day in interest. Now, here's the irony. Donald Trump is being charged for fraud in loans. Now they're forcing him to go get loans using his financials in order to pay the court fees. I mean, it's like, this is absolute insanity, right? All right, now, yesterday, Republican Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell announced that he will be stepping down. Anybody that's had their eyes opened, cheers for this decision. But the way people reacted, you would think that Mitch McConnell was a Democrat. While Democrat President Joe Biden stated he was saddened by the McConnell news, many Republicans were saddened by the fact that he didn't do it immediately. For example, Republican Senator Josh Hawley stated, "I called on Mitch McConnell to step down over a year ago. This is good news, but why wait so long? We need new leadership." Now, let me know, do you agree with Senator Hawley that he should step down immediately and not wait until November? Now, y'all know why Biden was saddened to see McConnell step down, right? Because America Last Mitch McConnell always votes with Democrats. So Joe Biden feels like he's losing one of his team members, the guy that always pushes the Democrat deals over the finish line. Independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. has bashed President Joe Biden for failing to get a mental health assessment at the same time as his physical health assessment. During an interview with Fox News, RFK Jr. stated, "I think he needs to come out of the White House and show Americans that he has the cognitive capacity and the mental acuity to handle this job at probably the most challenging time now, at least in recent American history." Although I agree with RFK Jr. on this one, Biden is never going to let this happen. Why would Biden volunteer to have his mental health checked when he can self-diagnose on WebMD and publicly say, I'm not losing my mind? It's funny how Democrats think that he's like this sharp, brilliant guy. He's not. Now, when the White House was challenged on the issue, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre defended the president by claiming he doesn't need to take a 15-minute cognitive test because he has proven his ability while on the job. Now, I find this reasoning insulting, as most Americans are looking at him on the job, and that's the reason that they're saying he has mental decline. If anything, his refusal to take a 15-minute test hints at the fact that he's not mentally stable to do so. So you're telling me that he is not a credible witness in a trial because he's an old, feeble man with mental weakness, and he can't take a 15-minute test because he won't be able to pass it. You guys, it's really, really sad what they're putting him through. All right, now I have some other important stories, but first, 57 seconds from today's video sponsor. If you Google yourself today, you'll likely find your private information on public listings. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your private information to robocallers, spammers, and others that wish to do you harm. That's why I'm excited to tell you about today's video sponsor, Aura. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your information, but make it almost impossible to do so yourself. Let Aura handle it for you. You can try Aura for free today for 2 weeks using my link down below. Aura also does so much more to protect you and your family from online threats. It's easy to set up, and you don't have to download a bunch of different apps to get things like parental control, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and more. With Aura, you get all of this for one affordable price. Don't let these scumbags exploit you and profit off your private information. Go to aura.com/Steven to start your 2-week free trial today. I'll leave a link down below so that you can click and go learn about it right now. President Joe Biden has finally visited the Texas border, claiming to have spoken with Border Patrol agents who wanted more resources and more agents. In simple terms, Joe Biden is just touting the same old border package that doesn't do much to actually stop the flow of illegal immigrants. He thinks you and I are stupid, but we see right through this. Donald Trump also took a trip to the border today. In stark contrast to Joe Biden, Donald Trump highlighted how Texas Governor Greg Abbott fixed the issue at Eagle Pass, Texas, by installing his own border wall and adding additional security. Donald Trump acknowledged that the problem has now shifted to Arizona and bashed the liberal governor of Arizona for allowing floods of illegal immigrants into her state. It's truly embarrassing to see how a governor is doing a better job at securing the border than our own president. Now, here's what has me worried, and let me know if you're also worried in the comments. When the majority of illegal aliens came up through Texas, we had a determined Republican governor slowing them down and then shipping them off to New York and Chicago in order to bring attention to the crisis. But now we have a super progressive Marxist Democrat governor named Katie Hobbs in Arizona that does not care if illegals flood into the country. I guess we'll see how long patriots in Arizona put up with this crap. I mean, one of the first things she did when she became governor was take down all the shipping containers that they had stacked end after end in order to create their own wall. She immediately ordered that to be taken down. And now Arizona is being absolutely flooded and invaded with illegal immigrants. House Speaker Mike Johnson has confirmed reports that he was ganged up on at his White House meeting concerning the border and Ukraine. The intention behind this was to reportedly pressure Mike Johnson into giving in, according to sources that The Hill interviewed. Thankfully, Mike Johnson said he did not back down and stated, "I reminded the president and all involved that the number one issue in America is that open border, the catastrophe that we have that President Biden himself designed, that he caused and created. And I told him, just as I have many times before, he must address this with executive authority. He can't wait any longer." But guess what? He is going to wait longer because he keeps saying, "I don't have authority as president of the United States, the most powerful person in the world. My hands are tied. I can't protect the border, even though it's your number one job as president." You guys, New York City is in big trouble, and it breaks my heart for the residents of New York. I don't have any bad feelings towards people in New York. Now, Mayor Eric Adams is now trying to deport illegal aliens that commit crimes out of New York. However, listen to this. New York City Council is telling him he can't because they are a sanctuary city that supports illegal immigrants. In fact, Council Speaker Adrian Adams said, "The fact that Eric Adams would dare say illegals that commit crimes should be deported is harmful." Harmful? Harmful? Are you kidding me? Saying criminals should be dealt with is harmful? No. Committing crimes is harmful. Violating women and children is harmful. Mugging people is harmful. Robbing them at knife point is harmful. Stealing from small businesses and restaurants is harmful. These people absolutely think backwards when it comes to defending their citizens. It's gross to me. Now, listen to this. New York is actually blocking ICE, immigration, right, from arresting and removing illegals from the city. Sadly, one illegal was deported from New York City down to Georgia, where within a short period of time killed a nursing student who was out for a jog in a family-friendly park near the University of Georgia. Another illegal was just arrested for R-wording a child. I don't want to say the R word because I don't want to have my video banned, but you guys know what I mean, R-wording. It's terrible. Now, Mayor Adams said, "We cannot allow illegals that commit crimes to be protected and become illegals that repeat crimes." Governor Hochul, who just last week said she was considering whether to deport criminals or not, is now saying that if people commit crimes in the sanctuary city, they should be arrested and deported out of the sanctuary city. Sanctuary cities, by definition, must remain safe. However, this same Governor Kathy Hochul also said she doesn't want to highlight the crimes of illegal immigrants because it scares people. And the majority of criminals in New York are actually New Yorkers. So, you know, don't you dare talk about how these people are committing crimes. Just talk about the New Yorkers that commit crimes. Oh my gosh, you guys, she really said this. All right, now, Eric Adams disagreed with Kathy Hochul and said, "Violent people that commit crimes shouldn't be allowed to live in the city. They don't have the right to live here and tarnish our city's reputation." Bravo, but is anything going to happen? Probably not. There's too many people against Eric Adams, including the governor, who doesn't seem to really care. All right, down in Georgia, newly leaked text messages from Fani Willis show that she believed she had convinced the judge and the court that she hadn't committed ethics violations. However, she and Nate Wade have now officially been referred for an ethics violation review, and she will most likely be removed from the Donald Trump versus the state of Georgia case. I'm just hoping they throw the whole thing out. This is election interference to try to go after Donald Trump for election interference. Kind of like you need to now get a loan with your financial statements for getting a fine for getting loans using your financial statements. I don't mean to laugh, but it's like the irony is so insane. Okay, now the truckers' strike boycott continues in New York, but on a smaller scale. Too many truckers are going to social media saying that they are afraid their bank accounts will be seized, that their trucks will be seized, that the loans that they got for their trucks and their small businesses will be called in early and that it will financially damage them. So more and more are starting to take loads to New York again. Now, I do want to clear up a false, misleading story that's going around the internet. As much as I disagree with Governor Kathy Hochul, there was a story going around that Governor Hochul is trying to make boycotting New York a hate crime. This is actually a fake story, but I believe that they're pushing this fake story in order to scare truckers. And sadly, it's working. But as a source of truth for you guys, I did want to tell you that this story is fake, but this fake story is working. And that's sad. It's almost like the Russia story, right? It was fake, but it worked. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky has now claimed that only 31,000 Ukrainians have died in the war, even though several reports, including the New York Times, Larry Johnson from the CIA, Ray McGovern from the CIA, Colonel Douglas McGregor, Colonel Tony Schaefer. Did I say the New York Times? Yeah, the New York Times. They've all said that it's over 300,000. He's saying it's only 31,000 that have died. And that's why they need money in order to fight Vladimir Putin, because he's now also saying more Russians have died than Ukrainians. These are also fake stories used to try to get more American taxpayer money and weapons. It's really, really sad. All right, now before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. Please, everybody, stay safe out there. Some of you have been asking if that is a bruise on my cheek. Yes, it is a bruise on my cheek. No, nobody hit me. I just had a treatment done that left me with bruising under my eyes. So I am okay. I'm doing great. Thank you guys for being in the community. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. I want you in my community of 1.5 million truth seekers, so please do that. Earlier today, I did an exclusive interview with Wendell from Breitbart News. He breaks down a big breaking story from Fani Willis and also from the Hunter Biden crime case. Do not leave YouTube without watching this 13-minute video. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video.